Hi, I'm Robert. I'm the developer of FlightDeck, and today I want to show you a quick video how you can use your Stream Deck in the Zibo 737 mod in X-Plane. So we're going to do a cold and dark startup, a small flight from London Heathrow to, not sure where actually. I made a whole route, to Southampton. So we're going to do a small route from London Heathrow to Southampton. And within that flight, I'm going to show you how you can use your Stream Deck for all major functions of the aircraft. One small notice before we start. I have little experience in flying. I'm a much better programmer than I am a pilot. So a lot of stuff I just don't know. So if I do things wrong, then I apologize. I'm trying my best here, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I've loaded X-Plane. As you can see, we can look around. It's completely in a cold and dark state. So I'm using an honeycomb alpha yoke and a honeycomb bravo throttle control here to my right. And of course a Stream Deck for all the different buttons. So let's see if things are working. Yeah, we have a connection. We can use the parking brake. My throttle control is working as expected. My speed brake is working as expected. Good. And my flap control is working. And if we go here to flaps, they work as well. Perfect. So let's get started. And let's start with the airplane because that's the first thing we will have to do. First, we're going to connect a GPU using ground services and then GPU connect. So now we should have power. So let's go to our overhead panel, to the GPU view, and then enable that. So now everything's coming online. So let's start the battery as well. Always forget what that thing is. Oh, there it is. Here. Let's press down. That's on as well. So let's align our RS. There we go. Let's put it to nav. And then. So 1 minute left. Some quick settings, I believe. So yeah. Let's go to our fuel. And let's open our fuel pumps. And our center pumps. And cross feed does work, but it's not needed right now. So hydraulic pumps. So LEC2 needs to be on and LEC1 needs to be on. So now they're all on. And then we move on to our heat. And we're gonna turn on the window heat. So I don't think there's need for any wind anti-ice or our engine anti-ice, but you can see the buttons do work. And then go to our lights. And let's see, our anti-collision light is already on. That's handy. Of course, they're on the honeycomb linked. But you can also do it from here, of course. And we go to our APU and let's start that up. And there it is. And then start. You don't see the animation, but it is actually starting. Not sure why in X-Plane it doesn't show the animation on some points when you press the button, but as you can see the APU is definitely starting. You can see the monitor going up. So as soon as the low pressure disappears, we know the APU is working as expected. So let's go. Almost forgot. We need to turn on the yaw down, of course. Oh, there we go. Let's turn on the seatbelt signs and the no smoking. There we go. Now let's go back to our pilot view. Got a warning for the IRS. Perfect. Let's configure the FMC. So enter IRS position. Should be aligned now. We go to left 1. And then to position in it, right 6. And then we go to our next page to get our GPS coordinates. So we're gonna take left 4. No, left 5. Move those messages. And we go back to the previous page and we set that to number 4. There we go. And our reference airport is EGLL. So EGLL. And we're gonna assign it to left 2. And I have no clue on which gate we are. Can we see that somewhere here? 508. Okay. 508. Should set up the FMS view. And we're gonna assign it to left 3. There we go. So next up is the route. So we're departing from EGLL. Oh, it's already there, of course. I'm still a noob when it comes to configuring setting up an FMS, but I'm sure you guys know a lot more about this than I do. And our destination is going to be EGHI. So we're gonna set that up here. There we go. And I've made a file from SimBrief. I downloaded a plan. So EGLL EGHI. I believe it's 01 after that. And then we're gonna set that as a co-route. I'm gonna say activate, execute. Now it's in there. So if we go to routes. No. Oh, we're already on our routes. Yeah, Cascu to Sam, that's correct. So we're gonna go to departures, arrival. If I set this up wrong, then sorry about that. And it's outdated nav data, so not sure if you can actually find the correct SID here. Cascu 2 should be the one. No, it's not even there. So I'm not gonna enter a SID. I'm just gonna select the runway we're departing from, which is gonna be 09 left. I'm gonna activate that. And then we go back to departures and arrivals, and we're gonna say arrival there. We're gonna go to runway 02. No SID here. So that's gonna be 5. I have no clue how ILS and stuff like that works. I know how it works, but I don't know how to configure it yet. So that's in there as well. So let's go to our init ref page. Our cruise altitude is going to be very low because it's going to be a really short flight. So let's just put that to 5,000. Absolutely not realistic whatsoever. There we go. Now 0 fuel weight. It looks that I've got more than enough fuel already. So let's go to our tablet here. And go to our fuel weight and balance payload. 43111. Okay. So let's enter that. 43111, which should be 431, I believe. And then, no, that's an invalid entry. So I'm gonna leave that as it is. I have no clue how to do that. So if you know how this works, please link me to a tutorial in the comments. I'll watch it, promise. But for now, we won't have any V-speeds. We're gonna have basic autopilot anyway on our LNAV, so I think we're gonna be fine. For people who do know what this is, all these buttons actually do work. So you can configure the complete FMS straight from here, which I think a lot of people will really appreciate. So next up is starting doing pushback and then starting up the engine. So let's remove that caution and let's go to our pushback. We're gonna remove our GPU and then start a FlightDeck, pushback, request pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
So 09 left, where is that on where we are? So yeah, that's on, it's that way. So let's say here.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we forgot to turn on the APU generators. Ah, my bad. So on. Oh, that's a close one. Otherwise, our battery's going to be drained before we actually are able to turn on our engines. Let's turn on the APU lead. So there we go. And then as soon as our tow is connected, we're gonna start up the engines.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
That's it's always such a majestic moment.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Now we're gonna move to our inside and we're going to release the parking brake.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
And we're gonna start our engines. You said so. Okay, engine 1. We're gonna go to the view and we're gonna put engine 1 to engine 2 to ground. And then we're gonna go to our mixture. And we see engine 2 going up. And then we're gonna put the right one to idle, so it actually gets some fuel. So engine 2 is starting. Lower the computer noise a little bit because I think it's quite loud. So as soon as it's stabilized, then we're gonna start engine 1. Yeah, that looks good. So let's go to our overhead panel again. And let's start engine 1. Put it to ground. Then we're gonna go to our mixture. And we're gonna the left one to idle, so it gets some fuel.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
I'm gonna set the parking brake again.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And that is stabilized as well. So now let's turn on our generators. So the generator 1 and generator 2. Let's say that's everything. That's fine. We're gonna turn off our APU. It doesn't show the animation, but it actually works. We're gonna turn off our APU bleed and our APU itself. Stop. Well,
Cell is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
There we go.
Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
oh, thank you very much. I hope we'll have one. A safe flight it is. So let's taxi to the runway. So we're gonna turn off the parking brake again, and then we're gonna apply some throttle. I'm not sure what the correct route is. Microsoft Flight Simulator, you always see that blue line, which is very handy. But of course, explain what it might be if that. Never tried the in-game ATC control yet, so. But I think we'll get there. Near the Ryanair announcements on the background. Very nice. So we're gonna turn right here to the runway. Over here, let's configure the MCP. So let's put our altitude to 5,000 and our speed to 220. So let's turn our flight directors on. Flight director 1 and flight director 2. Let's arm our auto throttle. Let's go back to our pilot view. Okay, let's set the parking brake. No. Let's set our flaps. I set it to flap 5. As soon as the flaps are in position, there we go. Almost at 5. Stabilized at 40%. Full power. Let's take off. No V speeds, but I'm gonna take off at 180. Rotate.
Positive rate.
Geared up.
$400. 1,000.
And I'm gonna make a turn to the right. Come on, Aphis, let's get a little bit more range. We can see where we're going. There we go. Oh, so beautiful. Let's put our speed back. Let's turn our autopilot.
1,000 to go. 1,000 to go.
Up our flaps. Let's turn on LNAV. Now it's going to follow our predefined route. If we're lucky, of course. It might be definitely possible that I made some horrible mistake that messes up everything. Not on intercept heading. Not sure what that means. But we're at 220, we're at 5,000 feet. Everything looks stable. We're in the south of the UK. The scenery I use is from RBX. It's True Earth. I really hope they're gonna make more regions in the future because it looks so good. Even compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator graphics, I think this is pretty awesome. So let's increase our speed because, well, 270. Let's move the warning. So I really love how friendly this plane flies. I think it's really awesome. And the fact that it's free, this is incredible. Of course, taking off and cruising is the easy part. The difficult part is gonna come next, and that's landing. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Southampton isn't that far. You can already see on the FMS the line for the runway. Actually, just let's go for so it's runway 202. Let's just make our approach for the runway, I believe, number 20. Let's check here. Yeah, that's runway 20. So I've got FlightDeck on a tablet in front of me. That's how I know if I mess up in the FMS how to get where I'm supposed to go. So let's turn off LNAV and let's go to heading select. So first we're gonna select the heading. So we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna intercept here, and then we're going towards the runway. I'm gonna do heading select. So let's turn on. We should now move to the right. Plane listens immediately. So let's select change the runway in FlightDeck here as well. So I can see my approach there as well. Actually, we're cruising altitude, so let's give our passengers some very short but some breathing room. No, over at 1. And then we're gonna turn off our fasten seatbelt. And what the hell? You can smoke on my plane. Don't care. Just live a little, because this is gonna be a bumpy ride. So let's arm our speed brake. For a landing, let's set our auto brake as well. We're gonna need all the help we can get. We're just gonna set it to max, which is probably not how it should be, but thankfully this is a simulation where if you mess up, it's not the end of the world. So we're almost at our intercept for runway 20. All those people below, no clue there's a clueless person flying above them. I feel for them. So let's start our descent as well, you know. Let's go to 4,000. And then we're going to say level change. And we're going to immediately decrease our speed as well. Start our slowdown. Start at 240.
1,000 to go.
So all these buttons actually work, and people with more experience than me probably know how to use them as well. So apparently my camera stopped recording for a minute, so let's change our heading here. I think we're a little bit too late. We might make it. We're almost at 4,000 feet. Let's reduce our speed a little bit more. Down to 200. And are heading a little bit to the left. So we can make a good approach. Not sure why it's lighting up, but probably did something wrong. So line up with the runway. So let's lower altitude. Let's go. Let's use V-speed. We're gonna go to 500 feet. And we can use our vertical speed and do a slow descent. Eventually maybe an even faster descent. This should be fine. Let's try to get our speed down to 180. Let's do our flaps down a notch. And then warning auto throttle, but seem to have self-corrected. So our flaps are at 1. So let's lower our landing gear. And let's take manual control because we're a little, of course. So I'm gonna move the alt. No, not the alt hold. The heading select. So I believe that's on the left side there. That's the runway. Hey, there's a balloon there. Let's turn off that AP first warning message. Let's do our flaps again down a notch. You can see the puppy lights, too red, too white. That's what we want. That's not what we want, we're a little bit too high. Let's lower our lower our nose a little bit. Let's turn off the autopilot altogether. Yeah, I know. A little bit too low now. Let's do our flaps more down. A lot of trains here.
500.
We're coming in a little bit. Well, not right.
400.
And let's make a small left turn. These are rather a little bit way too high. But yeah. So this is not going to be the best better landing you've ever seen. We're just going to try not to overrun the runway.
Tank rate.
Of course.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Tank rate.
I should have pulled my throttle back. Let's brake and see if we can make it just before the end of the runway. Ooh, no, we're gonna overshoot. Ooh, this is gonna be a horrible accident. Ooh. And there are the reverses, of course. So, what we've proven here is that I'm a horrible pilot, but FlightDeck tool is awesome. So check it out at FlightDeck.2, and we've got lots of profiles for Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane 11, and this week we're gonna launch our prepared 3D support. So if you want to use your Stream Deck to manage most of the function of a plane, then this is the tool for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.